John Capobianco is a big conservative and a big shot with FleishmanHillard HighRoad, public affairs company worldwide. He joins me now because I want to put the question to him. I love putting questions to conservative big shots. No matter what Justin Trudeau fails at, he wanted to plant billions of trees. None were planted. He's doing this, and he promises lots and says nothing. They're still high in the polls. Can the Conservatives beat the Liberals in the next election?
Short answer is absolutely, yes. And it's frustrating, and it's frustrating as conservatives, and I'm sure Canadians who have voted Conservatives time and time again, not seeing the Conservatives ever become government. But without a doubt we can win. We've actually won the popular vote twice now, in the last election and the one previous. So we get more Canadians voting for the Conservative Party. The problem is seat distribution. Right. We lose when it comes to anything sort of Ontario and then of course East, Quebec and Atlantic Canada. But I think
Which is more frustrating, I guess, to Conservatives as well, especially out west. They say, well, you know, those guys in Toronto get all the seats, and we get all the votes, but we don't get the seats.
Well, and that's why they always say the battleground's always Ontario and Quebec, because of the seat distribution and the richness of the seats. Yeah. But look, every province needs to have seats won by a government and to make it a full national government. Yeah. And I think the Conservatives have a challenge and always had a challenge, but we've won it before. We can win it again. And the other thing too, there are seats, but there are seats now provincially, Stephen, that are Conservative held in ridings that if only they were converted federally, we'd be government.
So what has to happen in the next election? We're going to deal with leadership in a few minutes. Yeah. But what has to happen?
Well, I think, quite frankly, you know, speaking of leadership, picking the right leader, picking the leader who actually can speak to Canadians across the spectrum and quite frankly, from coast to coast to coast. But also just organization and getting our message across, making sure Canadians know exactly what Conservatives stand for,
what do Conservatives
individual responsibility, fiscal management, economic prowess, and being able to sort of determine, okay, we've gone through a crisis. What are the next steps? How are we going to get out of this crisis? Who's the best government to get us into recovery mode? And the Liberals aren't that party.
Are you telling me that the Conservative Party is no longer the party of the landed gentry, the aristocrats, that it is a moderate, sort of, not middle of the road, but it is a moderate Canadian party?
Well, it's a party that stands for traditional conservative principles. The land of the gentry, that's all gone. But it's a party that if you believe in a government that wants to give you some level of responsibility and freedoms back, a government that wants to say your money is best spent by you, not by government, but also a government that's able to say, hey, we're going to spend some money responsibly, but here's how we're going to get the money back. And it's not going to be on the backs of Canadians. It's going to be done in a way that actually makes fiscal sense. And that's what the Canadians want in a government. And I think they want that from a Conservative Party.
You've articulated that very well. I know you have been a candidate in the past. Are you running?
No, I'm not running. My problem is I ran in the 416, which is always a bit of a challenge for conservative ridings, and not least of which Michael Ignatieff parachuted into my riding, if you recall, in 2006.
Well, we can find you a riding somewhere. John Capobianco, thank you very much. 3 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your financial support. In this world of PMO paid mainstream news, we need independent news analysis so you can make your own decisions. Don't let the cockwombles go without exposure. Subscribe, PayPal, and thanks very much.